Hello and welcome to the Weekend Roundup show here on DR Sports. We're back and we're live, and it's been an interesting weekend of football.
A great weekend of football.
Some fans clearly happier than others, but we'll get into that. What have you made of the weekend's football in 3 words?
Great ending, up the Chelsea.
No, that's not even 3 words, and it's not just about Chelsea.
Yeah, well, you got to end the week the way you want to start it, innit?
Listen, guys, don't forget, you can choose your team of the week on drsportsextra.com. Pick your team of the week. We're going to be getting into it later on in the show. Would love to know who you've selected. Hopefully there's no... I'm going to see what you've done. Hopefully you haven't got like 5 Chelsea players in yours.
I prefer not to speak. Not to speak.
Right, let's get into the roundup. Should we kick off this week with... I'm going to go with Everton, Aston Villa. Good game. Nice result for Villa. What's happening to Everton though?
Here's the thing, Everton actually looked like they were showing a bit of fight towards the second half, and that's usually what happens. Whenever they sack a manager, they bring Duncan Ferguson in, it at least lifts the mood around Goodison Park, but the results still aren't really showing yet. Aston Villa, they're still on the road that they've started off with, and Gerrard was obviously going to be pushing to get a result against Everton. Luca Dean assist as well, just to rub salt in the wounds.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, and the Everton fans, I'm really surprised at them throwing bottles at Luca Dean, because he didn't even leave them in a bad note or anything like that. It just comes across as a bit salty. But Aston Villa, they did the job that was expected of them. They did struggle a bit towards the second half, but they still held on. They were resurgent. They got the result they wanted.
Got the 3 points. Everton, however, have now failed to score in each of their last 3 Premier League games against Villa. They've drawn 1 and lost 2. Their longest such run since a 5-game stretch between August 98 and November 2000. Do you see them improving anytime soon, or do you think they could be in serious trouble? Could they be going near the danger zone?
If I see them improving, it's only because of name power. That's Everton, and I shouldn't be expecting them to see them in this position, but they are there. I don't really know when they're going to improve. This is the thing. That's the
problem, yeah. And we're almost on that last stretch.
Exactly. We're getting into February now, and the form hasn't improved.
At least there's a winter break coming up.
There is, but like, I don't know what's going to change with them. You could give them a week or two's break. The team still looks demotivated as hell. The fans don't trust the side. They haven't even got a manager in there yet. It's just Duncan Ferguson in there. Everything's unsettled at Everton. So where do you see them improving? God knows. This is one of those where Everton have to show it to you. Because I've got no reason to believe them right now.
So you're expecting them to finish in the bottom half of the table?
Oh, definitely. It's just, I don't know if they get relegated or not. But if they continue to play like this, God knows. Wouldn't be surprised, I really wouldn't.
Aston Villa, on the other hand, Gerrard's come in recently, done particularly well, to be honest with you. Do you think he could become one of the best managers? I know it's way too soon to say, but could he be one of the top elite managers? This
is the thing. I still think it is very early to say, because he's done very well at Villa, but I can't judge him based off the first 5 to 10 games. He hasn't even had a bad run of form yet. The best thing to judge a new manager with is see what happens when things aren't going their way. When they start getting a bad run of games, when things are going against them, if they've got injuries or suspensions and stuff like that, see how they adapt to that. If he can adapt well and still be able to get results when Villa are in a bad place, then I could definitely see him in that position. But right now, I do think it's too early to say.
What do you think will be a great ending to the season for Villa and Gerrard? Where do you see them ending? Where do you think they should end up, or where do you expect them to end up?
Definitely top half of the table. Do I see them in a Europa League position? I'm not too sure, because it's very tight right now. You got West Ham, you got you lot, Arsenal, Spurs, Man United, all fighting for top 4.
Leicester.
And that's 5th to 8th. So I'm not too sure. I think for them, they're just going to look to finish in the top half of the table.
So if they do finish top 10, that's a great season for Villa.
It's progress, I think. Yeah, it's progress for them.
What is progress, though, is Leeds United 0, Newcastle 1. How many times and how many weeks have we said, wow, Newcastle scored, but then they've lost the lead?
Yeah.
But this time, I was on the edge thinking, they're going to lose the lead again. They've actually kept it, held it out.
Yeah, they got the lead late on and they held on to it. And fair play to them for it. And they need the points. And it's kind of like a 6-pointer, because Leeds aren't necessarily deep in the relegation battle, but if their results continue to dip, they will be. Meanwhile, Newcastle, they've kept themselves level with Norwich, who obviously got their win against Watford the day before. And it was important for them to do that as well. Like, this game was vital for their relegation fight, and they've done the job that was asked of them. It was good from them.
Do you think they'll stay up? We've said no all season. Is there a turning point where fans start to think maybe Newcastle can stay up?
You need consistency. That's the thing. You get a few results like that, and then maybe. Right now, it's like there's a loss scattered in a string of defeats. So I don't really know what to make of it.
I mean, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. A team like that with that much investment and that much hope for their future cannot surely go down to the Championship at this point.
Yes, but I think they still need more investment.
Yeah.
Right now, they're not there yet. Like, they've got players that are ready for if they can stay up in the Premier League, but then it's a case of if.
Yeah.
Because then they can reinforce even more. Right now, I think they're just trying to pull whoever they can.
Well, Newcastle picked up their first away league win of the season in their 10th outing, drawing 3 and losing 6. It's the longest they've waited for the first away win from the start of a league season since 2012-2013, when their first victory came in their 12th away game. So it's finally happened. And John Joe Shelby, wow.
Yeah, great free kick from him as well. But to be honest, like, it slipped in between the goalkeeper's hand. Melia should have done a lot better.
Him.
No, it was a great free kick. He should have done so much better, the goalkeeper.
Enough, yeah.
Like, if that was a Chelsea keeper, I'm fuming. You lose the game and it goes right between your hands.
Fair enough. This was Leeds United's first Premier League defeat to a side starting the day in the relegation zone since December 2003, a 3-1 defeat to Wolves and a first at home since November 2002 when they lost 2-4 to Bolton. Bolton, no?
Yeah, that's an old name. I haven't heard that in years.
Now, a team that's could be on their way back. Are Manchester United back?
No,
1-0 win against West Ham. That's a massive result for them at this point of their season where they've had a really bad run of form. And it's not, you would never really expect to see Manchester United or Rashford or any player in that team celebrate a win like that to West Ham. But that's how important that win was for Manchester United.
The mood's just so low there that I think, like, obviously it's a 90th minute winner, so the season's going to be ridiculous. Yeah. Exactly. But I also think for United, they've been so inconsistent that it's just like, this will be one of the biggest points in their season, personally. Yeah. And they had a good performance against West Ham. Like, they actually controlled the game for long periods. It weren't one of those where they just scraped by or anything. Probably should have been leading way before that. But it's still just, it's Man United. They're so inconsistent. Like, I don't know who they play next, but they could drop points in that next match too. So I don't know what to say about whether it's Manchester United are back or not. If they're back, they get consistent results. They haven't gone near that all season. It's probably the first time they've got back-to-back wins. Get a few more wins.
You sound like a proper Chelsea fan here.
No, but let's be real about it. They ain't back yet. If they're back yet, they'll win like 4 games on the bounce, 5 games on the bounce, because they have an easy run of games from when Rangnick joined until the end of March. Yeah. And they're still struggling.
Well, let's see what some of the comments have to say about the games we've spoken about so far. Carly says Everton are in real trouble. They could get relegated.
Defo.
AK says, I hope, he calls them Neverton, hope never can get relegated. Man City miles better than any other team chasing them in the Premier League. No one will catch them, not even Liverpool. We'll talk about Man City shortly. Ali saying Gerrard Paul is massive.
Yeah, I've heard rumours Luis Suarez could be going there.
I was thinking, mate, if you're bringing in Suarez, Coutinho, you might as well go get Sturridge back. SAS back in form in the Premier League.
I've wanted to see Daniel Sturridge back, former Chelsea great, of course.
But I feel like it's... I haven't seen him play for Perth. I don't know how he's performing there, but it's like...
Oh, has he moved from Turkey?
Yeah, he's in Perth, Australia.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yes, yeah. You never know. Gerrard might bring him back too.
Fuck it.
The class of what, 2014 or whatever year it was. Newcastle can stay up, but it's unlikely, says Carly. And S2K says Man United are not back.
Yeah, they aren't back. Nowhere near. Win a run of games for me and not just 2 on the bounce, and then I'll actually start to believe in this United side. But I said as soon as they get a new manager, they'd be back. They got a new manager, they're still not back. So now I need to see more from them.
Well, Jacob says, great point. Man United will finish 4th, and I see Arsenal finishing 8th. I'm not even going to comment because...
I wouldn't have that.
What's funny?
I said you lot will still finish 8th. That's ridiculous.
Well, if they perform like they did against Burnley, we'll talk about that shortly as well. It's very likely. It's so tight between 5th and 8th that any little points lost, that's how quickly you end up in 8th and 9th. And Arteta does not want to end the season that way, trust me, because the fans will not be happy. Anyway, let me talk about Man United quickly before we move on. United have won 21 of their 26 Premier League home games against West Ham, drawing 3 and losing 2, and are unbeaten in their last 14 against them at Old Trafford since a 1-0 loss in May 2007. And West Ham manager David Moyes has never won an away Premier League match against the Red Devils in 15 attempts. He's drawn 4, lost 11. With only Harry Redknapp managing as many away games at Old Trafford without winning the Premier League era.
Probably just gives him bad memories going there. I don't blame him.
Guess West Ham do not like going to Old Trafford. Brentford 1, Wolverhampton 2. Did you predict the Brentford win? I think I did.
I don't even recall because we did this on the Saturday show. No, I think I predicted I think it was 1-0 Wolves I predicted. But then it was actually 2-1. Adama Traore looked really good in that game. Actually
yeah.
had a little bit of end product about him, which is surprising now that there's a move involved, but we won't say too much on the matter.
He's trying to really sell himself up on his CV now.
Yeah, but Wolves did really well in that game, and Brentford as well gave him a massive fight too. They definitely didn't just roll over for them or anything like that.
That's what I like about Brentford. Every game they do give it their all.
Yeah, but the form still has dipped massively from the start of the season for them. But it's again to be expected. I think the start of the season just gassed them up a little bit too much. And they knew it too. Like, I'm not going to say the fans were gassed over anything. They're just happy to be there for this season. But yeah, it was a good performance from Wolves. Like, they're getting results slowly. And they're creeping up the table. They're the quiet side. No one's ever noticing them, but they are getting the results.
Well, do they need to notice them? Where are they going to creep up to? You're not going to creep up to fourth, are they?
Not fourth. Well, they might be in the race. You never know.
What? Seriously?
Well, they won't be in the race for long, but they might be about. I won't say too much.
Wolves have started a calendar year with 3 consecutive league victories for the first time since 1994. So, a nice start to the year for them. Not to the season, but a very nice start to the year. Only Watford have lost more Premier League home games than Brentford this season. And Wolves have shipped just 5 goals in the first half of Premier League games so far this season, with the Midland sides not conceding in the opening 45 minutes in any of their last 14 matches in the competition.
Yeah.
They're creeping up to where? Where do you see them finishing?
Could be another one where you could see them finish around 10th, 9th, 8th.
So what? It's going to be Aston Villa, Wolves.
Leicester City are the ones that look like they're going to drop for me.
Ooh, yeah, the way they keep losing leads, like Newcastle did,
And the same thing like with the race for fourth, like obviously it's very competitive, but when there's a race for fourth, like you always see points getting dropped all the time. And when you see points get dropped, that just opens the door for other teams to potentially join the race too. You need consistency there, but you don't ever get consistency when you're battling for fourth. Because if you were, you wouldn't be battling for fourth.
True. Sorry. I think you're actually battling for fourth, but we'll save that conversation for
another day. If we lost, then fair enough. But like we lost, so we're out of that race now.
No.
Nah, we ain't involved. We ain't involved. We ain't involved in the top 4. Sorry.
Clip this, somebody, please.
Clip this. Yeah, we are not involved in the top 4 race. Yeah, I see the cameras on here. We're not involved.
All right.
We're not involved.
All right. Some may differ. Southampton 1, Man City 1. I did not see this coming at all. I mean, Man City love to score against Southampton on other occasions, but a very nice. I don't know. I'm sure Southampton will be happy with that. A draw.
Definitely, because they played well too. Yeah. They played really well.
And that finish from Kyle Walker-Peters.
That's the thing, because I've got at Hasenhüttl a lot this season because I've said his game management hasn't been good enough for Southampton. But I've got to give credit where it's due. He absolutely bossed Manchester City. And I don't think they even expected a performance like that from them. Like, they dominated them going forward, and it wasn't even a case of just sitting deep and trying to hold off for the best. No, they gave him a fight. They could have gone 2-0 up at certain positions as well. It's a very unlucky result from them. I'd say it opens the door to everyone else, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. I'm not even going to gas myself up over that.
I did say that City loves scoring against Southampton, but this season, do you remember even earlier on this season?
Didn't they draw 0-0?
Exactly. It was a draw. Exactly. They have not. Southampton have, they haven't lost against City this season. They've got the double on them. Well, not the double. If there was a double, they would have won. But
yeah, this is the thing. Like, Hasenhüttl's a good manager, and you do have to take into account the personnel that he's dealing with, and that might be the reason for some of the results that we've seen. Some of it is on his game management too, but we do have to be real. He's doing a very good job with this Southampton squad, even in spite of the position that they are in. Yeah.
So Man City have conceded first in 14 Premier League matches against Southampton, only going on to win on one occasion, 2-1 at the Etihad in November 2019. Southampton have avoided defeat in both Premier League meetings with Manchester City in a single season for the first time since 2002-2003. Did you know any City fans in that year?
No.
Do you know any City fans now?
One or two. Big up Josh, as always.
While these two sides have drawn both games in a single season in the competition for the first time since 94-95. Crazy. Big draw. I was going to say big win there. It felt like a win for Southampton, but that's a massive result for them.
Yeah, I mean, they were expected to get battered in that game, and their goal difference was going to take a hit. And to come out with a draw, even if it's just a point, be good for them to consolidate their position in the Premier League.
Okay. Rayan in the comments saying, big up my guy Lewis, mind the gap, bro.
Big up Ryan. Now, what do you mean mind the gap? It's a point.
I think he's Liverpool, if I can see correctly.
Yeah, that's my guy still, but it's a point. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll see you on Shameless tomorrow.
Right, let me get through some of the comments. Frank says United aren't great, but I think they'll just get fourth. Wow.
I don't even think they get fourth anymore.
Yeah, that's a big shout from him. Adil saying Chelsea couldn't beat United in their own backyard. Shush. Oh, rude. Fight talk.
Timo Werner attacks.
And Jacob says, Lewis, where do you see the Blues finishing? Don't be offended on my comment on Arsenal. It's my opinion. Don't know what his comment was, but...
I don't even remember what I got offended about. But yeah, Chelsea, still looking at either second or third place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll be real, I don't think we're going to be in this top 4 race for much longer. I don't even think we're in there right now. I think all depends on Liverpool, really, because I could see Liverpool getting second. I do think Chelsea will probably end up in third place.
Or fourth.
But nah, we ain't finishing fourth. But there's a chance we could get second. There's still a lot to play for in the season. I just think Liverpool have more goal scorers that they can rely on, and that's where we lack.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the difference between the two sides, if I'm being really honest.
Well, Petty says Arsenal, Villa, Wolves will be tight for 8th. Now, speaking of Arsenal, that was the game I was going to get onto next. Arsenal 0, Burnley 0. I was at this game and it was boring as it sounds, an absolute bore draw. There was no excitement in that game whatsoever. There was a few moments when Martinelli got on the ball and you think, oh, everyone stands up, it's a bit exciting, and then it's just back to nonsense.
Yeah,
Horrible game
you might
to
as well
watch.
tell me about this, because I weren't there for it. I was getting ready for the Chelsea match.
It was an absolute horrible game to watch. It felt like nobody had any ounce of creativity in them. On the Arsenal side I'm talking about, no one wanted the ball. The midfield weren't showing for nothing. It was slow. Even playing out from the back took about 20 seconds to even think about where they want to put the ball.
Sounds like the Brighton-Chelsea game from last week.
Horrible.
Mad.
It was absolutely horrible. Burnley defended for a majority of the game. Do you know what? There was some chances. Balls were going into the box.
Yeah, I saw Lacazette had a mad miss in the second half.
Do you know I celebrated that? I thought it went in.
Oh, no.
Because you prematurely celebrate because it's at that angle. You think there's no way that's going to miss, and it does. And you just think typical. That's exactly what you expect from this type of performance.
Yeah, that is, again, I can't speak on draws against Burnley at home or poor finishing going forward, so I'm going to just leave it there. But yeah, that's a frustrating performance for you guys, especially with Tottenham dropping points.
Yeah, man. And the fact that everyone kept placing these balls over the top in the box, it's like, who do you want to get onto that? At one point, I think in the last 10 minutes, Rob Holding was playing centre forwards. I know it sounds crazy, but I was like, what's Rob Holding doing up there? And he was just in the box.
You just hoofing up to Rob Holding.
Because he's one of the tallest ones, him and Gabriel, that can get onto them.
Yeah, that is desperate. But then again, we've had Rudiger up top certain points this season. So again, I can't say too much.
Arsenal have lost just one of their last 19 league games against Burnley. We've won 12, drawn 6, losing this exact fixture 1-0 last season. It's just that team you just don't want to play.
Nope, I hate Burnley. I've been waiting years for them to go down. Horrible away day, horrible football, horrible everything, but they always find a way to sneak into this Premier League. But it is what it is. Maybe this year will be their year.
In all competition, Arsenal have failed to win any of their first 5 games in a calendar year for the first time since 1995. And Burnley have won just one of their last 21 Premier League games. Yeah, we've had a poor run. I don't think we scored in the last 3 games.
I don't think you've won this year. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
While the Clarets have played out more goalless draws than any other side in the Premier League this season, yeah, it's not been fun watching Arsenal at the moment, but what can we do? Hopefully some changes happen in the transfer window and then there'll be a resurgence and then we can get some of our key players back, you know? Stop getting red cards.
Missing?
I mean, Xhaka, Partey, midfield just wants to get red cards.
Oh yeah, you said key players and I heard Xhaka, so I was thinking.
Sorry, but yeah, to be fair, he's literally one of Arteta's key players. He's literally one of Arteta's main men.
Wow, damn, that's peak.
Moving on to more exciting fixtures. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 3. I kept getting notifications whilst I was at the Arsenal game for this game. And yeah, of course, Liverpool ran riot. Also, it seemed.
Yeah, I think the only controversial thing was the penalty. I personally didn't think it was a penalty. If the rule book states that it is, it says more about the rule book, but I thought it was a little bit soft personally. But they still dominated Palace. Palace had a little bit of a resurgence, but then the penalty obviously killed them off. But it's a result that you expected from Liverpool. I am happy with Palace personally that they did give them a fight. They didn't just roll over for them. But quality showed. Like the first goal, Van Dijk just gets left completely open on the header. Nice header, but no one's even near him. It's the easiest header of his life. Then good setup for Chamberlain for the second. Edouard was really firing for them in the second half and got gifted with a goal too. And then penalty just killed them off, where I actually thought they had a chance of coming back. There was
so much controversy over that. So you're saying you don't think it was a penalty?
I don't think it's a penalty.
What do the comments think? I mean,
if the rule book says it's a penalty, it says more about the rule book for me, because I thought it was just really soft. He takes a bad touch, goes into the goalkeeper, goes down, and it's a penalty. The
fact that nobody reacted on the pitch, not even the player that got brought down, you just think to yourself, it's not that. I didn't think it would get looked at.
No, I thought it was so soft. It's so soft, but we're here, innit?
It is what
this is the game where we're at.
Liverpool have won each of their last 10 Premier League games against Crystal Palace, a run which started in August 2017. It equals their longest ever winning run against a specific side in the competition. So they had 10 v Bolton Wanderers, Bolton again, Bolton between 2007 2011, and an ongoing run against Wolves which started in 2011. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, Liverpool just churning up wins against everybody, but that's the same thing with them and Man City.
Yeah.
That's why they've been in a league of their own the last 4 seasons, so we've all just been looking up at them.
Yeah, definitely. I've been looking up for a very long time. Crystal Palace's 10-game losing run against Liverpool in the Premier League is now their outright longest run against a specific opponent in their league history, surpassing a 9-game run against Spurs between 2015 and 2019.
Yeah, Liverpool weren't going to let them breathe.
Crystal Palace do not like playing Liverpool.
Liverpool ain't going to let them breathe after 2014. I don't blame them. They're a salty fan base anyway.
Right, what, Crystal Palace?
Yeah, don't you remember the 3-3 draw?
Yeah, but that was a great result for Crystal Palace.
No, but I mean, like, they're still pissed off that. That's why they ain't letting them breathe since.
Yeah, they're just not nice. Let's go to the comments, see if anyone's spoken about that penalty incident or if they're still getting on to Arsenal, because I see that. Chelsea drew with Burnley. Yep, Lewis did say that. Glad we always beat Burnley. Who is that? What fan are you? Cannot see, but Lauren says glad we always beat Burnley. City fan. Of course, City always bang like 5-0 or something. Yeah.
Like,
no, but City
point?
literally, it's always like 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-1, 4-1,
I know,
3-1.
I know, but it's like City fans say we always beat Burnley. It's like you always beat insert name here. Like, what's the point?
It's so true. Jacob saying it was a penalty. He touched the player, so just touching the player is a penalty now.
It's again soft. It's so soft. It's not that deep.
Alex is saying match officials will apologise, but Palace still lose out. Yeah.
The match official felt they did wrong. I don't even want to hear an apology personally.
But there is a few comments saying it's not a pen. Pac-Man said it's not a pen. Anthony said no pen. Lauren says Liverpool still would have beaten Crystal Palace, but that pen they had wasn't a penalty. No, never a penalty. And Anthony just told me to shush. Oh, he's a Man City fan. Makes sense why he told me to shush. Moving on, Watford 0. Oh no, sorry, I missed out your game. I know you've been waiting for this.
It's cool.
But let me just, you can have your moment now. Chelsea to
Don't lie,
Tottenham
you enjoyed
Hotspur.
the game as well.
I didn't watch it, obviously. I just left the after game, so I caught the highlights. Do you know what? I did like Ziyech's goal.
Yeah, Ziyech's goal was dirty. And he's finally starting to turn up as well. I think the 3-4-3 never suited him because he's playing way too centrally. Every time we play him out wide, we get the best out of him. When Lampard did it, he got like 3 man of the matches in the row before he came injured. He dominated Spurs in the first leg when we played him out a right wing position too, and he's dominated them again in this game. So I feel like Ziyech has really struggled in England, but if you put him out wide, you get the best results out of him. But great performance from Chelsea, even in spite of Lukaku playing horrifically, because we should have been 2-0 up by half-time. The guy missed a string of chances, and I don't even want to hear the excuses from him.
Did I not see that Harry Kane scored, though? Was it offside or something?
Harry Kane scored, but I think he pushed Thiago Silva, and it got ruled out as a foul.
Was it like a mad push?
I mean, the push is made, but like, I could have seen it go either way and I wouldn't have thought anything of it. Like, if it got given for us, cool. If it got given for Tottenham, it is what it is.
Another soft decision, basically.
Well, I prefer not to speak, innit? But Thiago Silva got the goal as well, which, again, salt in the Tottenham fans' wounds. You love to see it. But again, we won in spite of Lukaku because this game actually fit him. Yeah. Like we've said so many times that Lukaku isn't in the right system. He was in the right system this time. And players were finding him. Hakim Ziyech found him the entire first half and he wasted every single chance. If Tottenham had got that first goal and then they turned around and won the game as a result, it would have been directly because of Lukaku, because we should have been 2-0 up by that point.
Damn.
So like, I'm tired of the excuses and the apologies personally. You said the system don't suit you, cool. We're now playing a system that suits you. We did the same thing against Brighton and you didn't turn up for either of those games.
He hasn't turned up for a little while
Neither
now.
of them. And Havertz and Werner are just sitting there warming the bench. Werner, like, I still don't think he's the answer either, but he at least tries and does a bit more. Exactly. He should be getting more time over this guy. He's not doing anything.
What are you saying? Chelsea fans have turned against Lukaku now? Sounding like it. Because at the beginning of the season, he was your golden boot nominee.
Yeah, as soon as the interview came out, everyone's turned against him. Now it's get goals and assists or we don't want to hear it. And he hasn't got any since then. Except for 1 goal against Chesterfield, which is like...
It counts though, innit?
But he missed 3 big chances against them too. And they were mocking him the whole first half and he was just missing in front of their away end.
So... just correct me now. How many times have you played Tottenham this year?
4 times.
Just this year alone?
No. This year, January. 3 times.
And you've won every single time?
They haven't even scored.
But it's been 4 times since literally in the last 6 weeks.
And they still haven't scored.
Mad.
8 goals scored for Chelsea, 0 conceded, 4 clean sheets for Kepa.
Oh, yeah, of course, that game beginning of the season, yeah.
Yep, you love to see it.
Oof. Would hate to be a Tottenham fan.
Back to being 3-point lane, as it should have been.
So now Chelsea have won 4 games against Tottenham in all competitions this season, making them the first Premier League side to win 4 games against an opponent in a single campaign since
2002-03.
Oh no, give me a team.
Oh, Chelsea.
No, come on. So Chelsea.
What was the stat?
So Chelsea have won. You should get this. I know you're gonna get it in the comments. Chelsea have won 4 games against Tottenham in all competitions this season, making them the first Premier League side to win 4 games against an opponent in a single campaign since another team has done this.
4 times in a single campaign?
Yeah.
Or all competitions?
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it Chelsea again over Spurs in 02-03?
It was Man City. It was Man City against West Ham. I thought you were going to say Man City because they always win.
I wasn't even thinking about City.
So it was Man City against West Ham in 2013-14 season, and the first to win 3 games in the same month against an opponent since Aston Villa against Blackburn in January 2010.
I don't even know where you're coming up with half of these stats, but fair play.
It's a good stat though.
Yeah, I hear that.
And now Tottenham have failed to score in each of their last 6 meetings with Chelsea in all competitions, with their goalless run against the Blues currently standing at 547 minutes since Eric Lamella's strike in September 2020.
Ain't that a shame? Ain't that such a shame? Unlucky Spurs boys. Well, we move.
Just want to say also, this is the first time in their history they failed to score in 6 consecutive matches against an opponent. That is mad.
Kepa's bagged 4 clean sheets against Tottenham, and Thiago Silva has never conceded a goal against him in his Chelsea career.
I don't think a Tottenham fan wants to see Stamford Bridge or the Blues.
No, Tottenham hate coming to our ground. Like, I'm furious that they even got the 1 win against us in 2018, but they despise coming here. 32 years and 1 win. 1 win
That's
is
so
glorious. Long may it continue. Bring it to 64, double it.
Glad you got that all off your chest now. One more game to talk through, and this was the surprise factor of the weekend for me. Watford 0, Norwich City 3. Not only did they get a win, not only are they out of the relegation zone, but they scored 3 goals, technically 2 goals, but they scored 3 goals.
Yeah, Watford need to sign out of the Premier League, respectfully.
Ranieri might have to lose his job already.
They got whitewashed by Norwich.
That's mad.
Like, all due respect to Norwich, because they are a good team, but you got whitewashed by Norwich, and they were meant to be guaranteed to be going down.
Yeah.
Watford, they were horrific in that game. Josh Sargent, by the way, won the goals this season.
Wow.
Brilliant.
That's got to be nominated for Puskas, no? Or is it because he's a Norwich player? It won't.
It is, but then also Ziyech scored that banger yesterday, so now there's competition.
No disrespect, I love Ziyech's goal, but we've seen so many goals like that. It's not every day you see a player score. How do I even describe that goal?
Like, I can't name any of them now.
It's like a half Scorpion goal.
Yeah, good goal of the month contender, possibly. Oh no, the Ziyech goal's in there too.
Stop with the Chelsea bias.
It's not bias. It's not bias.
Surely, guys, surely.
I'm sure we can get a poll.
Surely this Sargent goal wins more than goal of the month for Premier League. It's got to win something else because.
Actually, no.
I feel like if he played for any other team.
It can't win goal of the season because Kovacic's goal will be up there too. So
Chelsea
it's a shame.
Again, even though that was a good goal. I genuinely think if he played for any other team that wasn't in that bottom half of the table and he scored that goal, he's winning some type of award.
I mean, it was a great finish, to be fair.
Lovely
Can't even
finish.
say too much about it.
And he's made himself known now for anyone.
Yeah, he got They got 2 goals in that game as well. Brilliant performance from him.
And now Watford are without a win in 9 games in all competitions, drawing 1 and losing 8. Their longest run without a victory since December 2013. Shocking times. Is Ranieri gone?
He might be, you know.
How many more weeks? 1?
I don't. It all depends. Like, I don't know who they're playing in the next few games, but they have to get results. If they don't get any results soon, then they will sack him because it is Watford. Watford are probably the only club in the Premier League that's more eager to sack managers than we are. So if the performances don't show, he's gone.
He's gone.
He hasn't done anything for Watford to offer any time for them anyway.
Jimmy said to me, "Are you mad? Salah versus City goal of the season." Do you know what? Yeah. Which
yeah,
one? Which
finish.
one? He had 2 against City. That were just.
Yeah, it'd be a great finish from.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was a great finish from him as well.
Yeah.
If it's not Kovacic, it's Salah. So I'll say that we can compromise there.
Also, there's quite a few people in the chat saying, "When is Reece James back?" Good question. I don't actually know. When is he back?
He got injured against Brighton late December, and he was meant to be out for 4 to 8 weeks. So
Should be back soon.
end of January to end of February, somewhere around then.
There you go. There's your answer. Now, guys, let's get into Team of the Weeks. Remember, you can also do yours on DR Sports Extra. That's drsportsextra.com actually, .com. Pick your team of the week exclusively on the app. I'd love to see who you've put in yours. I'm sure there's going to be about 6 Chelsea players in his, and I know that. What's her name? Where's her name gone?
We've got a few lone Chelsea players in there.
Lauren. Was her name Lauren? I'm sure she's going to have loads of City players in hers, even though they drew. Dio says, what was Pippa smoking? That Ziyech goal was outrageous. I've literally bigged up that Ziyech goal before he even did.
Goal of the season.
Like, that goal was...
Well, that or the Kovacic one, of course.
Whew, nice goal. Right. Team of the week. Do you want to go through yours first?
Yeah, it's cool. I went, standard 4-3-3. I don't even think I can change it. But I went Alisson in goal because I thought he had a lot of very crucial saves in the second half against Crystal Palace. Back four of Salisu because he just absolutely battered Man City. Him and Kyle Walker-Peters with Virgil van Dijk and Thiago Silva at the back. In midfield, I went for João Moutinho, Emi Buendia because I thought he was the best midfielder on the park at Goodison Park on Saturday, and Jonjo Shelvey for the goal against Leeds. And up top, Armando Broja, again, brilliant performance against Man City. Please bring him back immediately. Hakim Ziyech on the right, Josh Sargent on the left.
Do you know what? As I'm listening to your team of the week, I'm thinking, wow. I actually don't remember mine. I'm thinking, I'm sure I left out these players. Hopefully I didn't. But let's have a look at mine. I do remember that I put Alisson in goal as well. So we've got a match there. I also went for Kyle Walker-Peters at right back. And do you know what? I was actually going to give it to Trent because he's like now the top leading assist. But do you know what? Let me be honest with you. I think pretty much since the start of the season, he's been in my team of the week about 15 times. So I'm just going to ship him out for this 1 week. Yeah, he's been that good. So I've shipped him out for 1 week and put Kyle Walker-Peters in there. I've gone for Virgil van Dijk at the back with Laporte and Thiago Silva. I've gone for a midfield of Moutinho, Jonjo Shelvey and Curtis Jones. And a front three of Ziyech. Come on, that goal was spectacular. Rashford and Sargent. So pretty similar, almost
pretty similar. I think there's only like 2 or 3 changes in there.
What do you make of my team of the week, guys? I know you lot always get on to me for mine. What are you rating it this week? 8 out of 10? 9 out of 10?
Who's in the midfield?
Moutinho, Shelvey, Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones? I didn't really think of Curtis Jones, to be fair, but
Decent
solid shout as well.
Yeah. Jose, do you know what? Jose Sarr was in my team of the week last week. Kevin says Jose Sarr is an underrated keeper. He is, and he definitely made my team last week. Jack says Varane should be in.
I didn't really see too much of West Ham's attacks, so I can't really speak too much on how United defended. I only saw like Van Dijk definitely had a good performance, and Thiago Silva kept Harry Kane in his pocket. Yeah,
true. And he scored. Michelle saying there should be no Arsenal players. Do you know what? There's not, and I've always got an Arsenal bias. There's not one Arsenal player in my team this week. No surprises there at all. But don't forget that you can do yours on the app. Tag us in them. Would love to see your team of the week. And of course, winter break now. What are you going to do with your spare time?
I don't know. My content's in the mud. I understand the winter break. Obviously, the players definitely need a lot of rest with all the, especially from a Chelsea perspective.
Christmas period as well, that New Year's period.
That absolutely butchered us. So I'll take it. It's going to be annoying having no football for 2 weeks, but it's necessary. Yeah. So we'll deal with it, and then that means we'll just miss the football and enjoy it more when it's back.
Definitely.
Until I see Lukaku up front again. But it's cool.
I had to get that in there. Listen, don't miss us too much. We will be back. There's lots of content coming up on DR Sports. Of course, more AFCON coverage this Wednesday. And of course, loads more stuff on the weekend, hopefully. So we'll see you then.